Check out my herbs, man. Check out these herbs. Welcome back. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a video like this. I've been doing a lot of like the vertical reels and things, but we are going to be straining some tinctures. Probably not this one. This one is a kid's blend. These I also just bottled, and these are all kids blends. I have this one as, it's called my kids chill out blend, and I just printed these out. So this one is made with lemon balm, holy basil, and Oatstraw. Both of these are made with glycerin bases, so they're technically glycerites. When you get into the world of tincture making, you will learn the difference between a real tincture is always like alcohol based. This is an elderberry tincture with vodka, so this is like a real tincture. And then other ways to make tinctures, but they're called like glycerites or extracts and things like that if you're not going to make it with alcohol. But if you want to make one for children, you could either use apple cider vinegar or vegetable glycerin and water, which is what this one is made with. I don't know if you can see. This has chamomile, passionflower, and holy basil. Chamomile, passionflower, and valerian root. I can smell it. So these are a couple blends that I've been making for my kids. And ooh, look at that. Just dumped that whole thing out. I have cheesecloth in here as well as a strainer. Just makes it easier for the whole process here. Look at that all come out. Beautiful. And I put the cheesecloth in because then it's just gonna help with like all those little really fine bits. You don't wanna get them in. But basically, just kind of pushing out all of that good stuff. Okay, so I can put my labels. This is my kids chill out blend. As I said, this one's made with lemon balm, holy basil, and oat straw. And I bottled this yesterday. And I say this is really for, you know, emotional regulation, daytime calm for your kids. I have on here like how much you should give your kids. So if you have like toddlers ages 1 to 3, 5 to 10 drops, 1 to 2 times daily. Younger children 4 to 6 years old, 10 to 20 drops, and older children like 7 to 12, 15 to 30 drops. And basically this blend is made with you know, herbs that have extremely calming properties, really help to regulate, calm the nervous system. You know, these are, I would say, gentle herbs for children. And again, when you make it with a vegetable glycerin and water mix, then it's a glycerite. And again, that's safe for children. And so you can either, you could give it to them like in, you know, just a dropper bottle, but I would always recommend putting it either in water or juice. But it's just a really wonderful, like all natural, you know, plant remedy to help your kids feel calm during times that certainly don't feel calm, right? So we're gonna put these here. And then, you know, vegetable glycerin as a base or a glycerite, I would say is typically good if you keep it in a cool, dark place in these dark bottles for about 1 to 2 years. I would tell people if they were gonna like buy this or if I was giving it away, like it's totally good for a year. But if stored properly, you could definitely keep this for a couple years. So you always want to make sure you're getting every little drop because we let this steep, you know, infuse for 6 weeks. There's some more in there too, of course. You let this infuse for 6 weeks. And I have a video of actually making the bases themselves. And what I just love so much too, I'm gonna put this in here so I can still keep getting that goodness. Let's start pouring these. So this is the Starry Night blend. This is the Kids Chill Out blend. So I'd say the Kids Chill Out blend is like a daytime blend. And then this Starry Night one is an evening blend, not meant to be used, you know, every day necessarily. Versus the Kids Chill Out. You could use them every day. So let's see how many bottles this will make. Smells good. Valerian root is in the Starry Night evening blend, and that is a powerful herb. As I mentioned, this one's valerian root, passionflower, and chamomile. Chamomile is probably, not probably, it's definitely one of my favorite herbs, flowers, botanicals. I would say chamomile maybe the most of all. It's great for, you know, just calming, again, the nervous system, but also really wonderful in different kind of tea blends. My most common or go-to tea is probably chamomile and ginger root mixed. Absolutely delicious, but also really good for your gut. I'm pouring fast, so I feel like that one might be a little full. Let's see. This might be the last one. Ooh. I think we're gonna have one more because those two are probably a little too full. We don't let those drops go to waste. Okay. All right, since these ones were a little full, we're gonna just pour a little bit back in. And you'll notice if you're doing a mix with vegetable glycerin instead of like apple cider vinegar or vodka, it's much thicker. All right, so I'm gonna put that here. Just start putting these in little dropper bottles. I always feel so good about making medicine for my kids and my family. This one's a little full. I always feel so good about making medicines, tinctures for my kids and my family, because I feel like you're just, you know, taking health and wellness into your own hands. And we forget that, you know, all of the medicine that is out there today came from plants. Like the base root of any medicine that is going to be used, you know, in a clinic or in a hospital really was derived from plants. And so it's a reminder that, you know, healing is right outside of our doorstep. We just have to educate ourselves and utilize what's around us. All right. Let's see. Here we go. And this one isn't quite full, but I'll fill it up with what comes out of here later. For now, we can bottle these ones and label these as well. And when you are labeling your tinctures or glycerites or whatever it may be, make sure you always put like bottled when it was bottled. So you just remember how long it should stay good for. So this, it's called Starry Night Glycerite. This is a little Starry Night Glycerite. And I say that this is really for nighttime, anxiety, trouble falling asleep, And of course, it's like, is this just for kids? No, of course you can use it if you want. Can make, you know, more potent or different versions for adults, but you know, herbs are going to work on our systems similarly. Let's see. I think I need one more label. And so while this one, you know, the kids' daytime blend, it was like for toddlers 1 to 3, you can start with 5 to 10 drops. I would say you probably shouldn't be giving this one to, you know, toddlers. I have it saying like from ages 3 to 6, you know, maybe 4 to 6. I wouldn't give it before 3. Just once before bed. And I would say that's just more for the valerian root. I think that's just better to be a little cautious on those really littles. But this one, totally okay for toddlers. And this one probably is too, but I would just prefer to wait until, you know, when they're a little bit older. Okay, so we have 2 different glycerites for our kids. I can always put the blends or like how much of each was in these. I can put in the description below how much like Oatstraw and Passionflower and things like that were in these. Still gonna make sure, see, look, when you press that, do you see how much still comes out? Gotta get all that, especially when these things are good on the shelf for like, you know, a couple years. It's like, make this once and you're good to go for quite some time. And again, makes some like really wonderful gifts as well. Something else I've really been just diving really hard into is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like lately, it's been all winter and leading into with the fall. It's just all the plant medicines. You know, we have our elderberry tinctures, we have our elderberry syrups, we have our, you know, mullein tinctures and our ginger syrup and our, I have my probiotic sodas. Like all of these things are just really amazing in the winter months. Good anytime, but really great for your system, for like, you know, the elderberry for your immune health and your immune system, and you know, the gut health properties that you get from a homemade probiotic soda, and of course from the ginger and the ginger syrup and the ginger root. Like there's just so many great healthful properties to help us thrive in these cold winter months. And I love that a lot of this stuff also was like dried and found on our land and foraged, and that you can use and utilize all these things that you found in these warm months and still get these amazing health benefits in these colder times when our body maybe needs a little bit more support. I'm going to be straining this elderberry tincture next. Maybe I'll give you guys just like a really quick little peek of my apothecary, which is over here, and just like all the herbs that I'm filling it with. We started incorporating a lot more of the adaptogenic mushrooms into recipes, as well as just like into like daily drinks. So we have, I'm looking at lion's mane and chaga and cordyceps and reishi and turkey tail, and just how these amazing mushrooms have really wonderful adaptogenic properties. They're adaptogens, and so after you like start incorporating them, you know, into ideally like a daily ritual or situation or whatever you might do, if you start incorporating them daily, for 6 to 8 weeks or so, you know, minimum, that is when your system really starts regulating, adapting to stress on its own in the way that you're supposed to. You know, again, these medicines are all around us, and we forget sometimes that healing is literally just at our doorstep. And if we just open our eyes and listen to the plants a little bit, they have a lot to say. They have a lot to do for us when it comes to healing and our heart and all those things. Speaking of healing for your heart, I have a couple other tinctures I've been making. This one's my Sacred Heart tincture, and this one is Sacred Balance. This one's made with holy basil, and this one's made with motherwort. And these are just, again, like some of my favorite little like healing remedies and daily, not always daily, but as needed support for your body, for your mind, for your soul. I'm just so grateful for the plants and the herbs. Cheers. Check out my herbs, man. Check out these herbs. Check out these herbs. No, seriously. How gorgeous. You can't even see the bottom shelf here. Actually, you kind of can. There's so many herbs. I'm so proud of this. Like, I'll flip the camera around so you can get like a better view of just like the gorgeousness, the gorgeousness. We have blue lotus flowers, butterfly butterfly pea flowers, ashwagandha. Oh, this little one. Husband must have been in here, huh? There we go. Goldenrod flowers, calendula, hibiscus, chamomile. There's so many. So many gorgeous. Burdock root, all foraged by my husband. He's proud of that one. A lot of this is foraged. Goldenrod flowers. So many things up here. So many things. These are two of my go-tos all winter long. And it just goes on. We have some gorgeous stuff here. I'm so proud. I'm so grateful. Thank you, herbs. Thank you, beautiful babies. Thank you. Bye.